Absolutely going to testify. I won't even say his name. He is an evil being and is going to pay.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
The ongoing federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs has captured widespread attention, intertwining allegations of sex trafficking, abuse, and the involvement of high-profile figures. As the trial progresses, the courtroom has become a focal point for emotional testimonies and public scrutiny.
Do you think the person that the you of then was on a path of self-destruction?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I would have, for sure, 100%, yeah. It would have been no bueno. It was bad. I don't know if I'd be alive, for sure. It was dark. So I'm very, very grateful to have influences in my life that have played a huge part in me seeing their relationship with Jesus and their relationship with their wives and their relationship with their kids and saying, that's what I want. But I want to definitely tell my story so that if that resonates to anybody, that they can hopefully. But yeah, just protecting those moments, because people take for granted encounters and
Wow! I feel violated right now. Wow.
Lean into me again. You smell amazing. How old are you?
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in like 2 weeks.
I don't ever remember smelling that good at 16. Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. Look at what a beautiful.
Bieber turned 15, and it suddenly seemed that Hollywood was keen to almost initiate him. I think that's the right word. Like there was almost like this initiation that he needed to go through. So I want you to be now super uncomfortable and watch this video of an interaction between him and none other than Diddy. Take a listen.
Justin, you ever seen the movie For the Times of Their Lives? Like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher. I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full.
Young Justin Bieber, who was signed by Usher, involved with Scooter Braun. Now all of a sudden he's being put in the hands of Diddy, who, it is true, he became the legal guardian for Usher. You can look up all of the allegations of what Diddy did. The allegations are essentially that Diddy very much initiated Usher. As we are going through these lawsuits and Diddy is in prison, we are recognizing that everybody knew. This was an open secret about what Diddy was doing. So it just begs the question, who allowed Justin Bieber to be in the presence of this man, knowing what he was up to, allegedly up to? That seems to be very clear.
Notably, pop star Justin Bieber, once closely associated with Combs, has publicly addressed the situation, adding another layer to the complex narrative. On the second day of the trial, R&B singer Cassie Ventura provided a detailed and emotional account of her relationship with Combs. She described enduring violent incidents, coerced participation in drug use, and being forced into freak-offs, sex parties involving multiple participants. Cassie's testimony painted a picture of manipulation and abuse within what prosecutors allege was an exploitative empire built from Combs, fame and...
Yeah, so, I just want to protect her, I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So, if she ever needs me, just think about how young I was and so impressionable. And you have everybody telling me how awesome I am at all times, and like...
Yeah. It's like taking a kid and putting a kid in a room full of nothing but sweets.
Right.
And just saying, I'll be back in 2 days.
Exactly. I just want people to understand, the psychology behind why I potentially could have problems in my life. So.
Meantime, let's talk about the fact that Combs' co-defendant in a civil case, a case, by the way, that accuses him and this co-defendant, another A-lister, of rape. This guy is once again slamming the attorney behind the case, insisting that he be sanctioned for allegedly not doing his job. We're talking, of course, about Sean Carter, better known as Jay-Z, once again calling out attorney Tony Busby, calling out his character, more specifically into question, claiming that the Texas attorney's filings have, quote, substantial. Now, we've talked about this before, but basically, a civil lawsuit was filed against Sean Combs on behalf of a Jane Doe who says that she was raped by Combs and another celebrity at a home after the Video Music Awards in 2000.
Combs' defense team has argued that all activities were consensual, presenting sexually explicit messages between Cassie and Combs to support their claim. They suggest that Cassie's lawsuit against Combs in 2023 was a turning point that negatively impacted his career. During cross-examination, Cassie read these messages aloud, often visibly unsettled, highlighting the complexities of their relationship. Amid the trial, Justin Bieber publicly clarified that he is not a victim of Combs, despite past speculation fueled by resurfaced videos of their interactions when Bieber was a teenager. A representative for Bieber emphasized that while he was not harmed by Combs, others were, and focus should remain on obtaining justice for those victims. The re-emergence of old videos showing a young Bieber with Combs has reignited public concern. In one such video, Combs makes cryptic comments about spending time with Bieber, adding to public unease. These clips have led to speculation and conspiracy theories, including references to the Pizzagate conspiracy, though there is no evidence linking Bieber to any wrongdoing.
18 years old, and I should mention he was signed by Usher to a label that was owned jointly by both Scooter Braun and Usher, and he was considered Usher's protege. He has been described Usher as his mentor. The Bieber, Justin Bieber, is continuing the purge. He has now moved to his original mentor. So this is a very big story, and the reason why we should discuss this and we should not diminish what is happening, it's not celebrity drama. This is actually the fall of Babylon that we are witnessing, Hollywood Babylon, that is. He did an interview back in 2020 with Zane Lowe. I think this was on Apple Music. And he was speaking about another young artist that was coming up, Billie Eilish. And Eilish. And he was basically speaking about how he wanted to protect her because she was now another young person, a rising artist in the industry. And sort of out of nowhere, he became quite overcome with emotion. Take a listen.
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, she can count on me. But at the end of the day, never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted.
I'm not even kidding. Watching that clip makes me emotional because he is saying so much without really saying anything. Protect Billie Eilish from what? From who?
Sources close to Bieber report that he is focusing on his family, including his wife Hailey and their newborn son, Jack. However, the ongoing trial and resurfaced allegations have reportedly taken a toll on his mental health. Bieber has shared introspective posts on social media, expressing vulnerability and a desire for personal growth. During Cassie's testimony, tensions in the courtroom were palpable. Observers noted Combs' visible frustration and emotional reactions as Cassie recounted her experiences. The judge, Arun Subramanian, maintained order, allowing most evidence to be presented despite frequent objections from prosecutors. The trial has sparked widespread discussion within the entertainment industry and among the public.
And weeks after the initial filing, Busby submitted an amended complaint naming Jay-Z as the celebrity who allegedly participated. They wanted copies of these videos for themselves. And I've talked to lawyers about this before. There's a big advantage to having the electronic video, the electronic evidence yourself, right? You don't have to always go over to the other office. You can view the materials on your own. It's a way to better prepare for your defense. And Sean Combs' lawyers argued that under the federal rules of criminal procedure, electronic data that is in the government's possession. Judge Subramanian denied the defense's motion to amend the protective order, but without prejudice, meaning this issue could be revisited. So Subramanian's order reads, quote, while the government objects to handing the videos over, they provide several options for a defendant to consider that would permit the defense to view the videos, access the information they're looking for, and even allow them to manipulate the videos.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Do you realize how important your story is? Every time I have a conversation with someone who's been through this unique type of experience, I'm searching for some kind of truth that can help.
I commend you for going there and asking the tough questions and the things that people don't want to talk about, and they don't want to go there because it's revealing, and I want people to take a look at my story, and hopefully my words can make a difference.
Many are reevaluating past associations and calling for accountability. Bieber's statement has been seen as a step toward transparency, though some critics argue that more proactive measures are necessary to address systemic issues. As the trial continues, the testimonies and reactions of those involved underscore the complexities of power dynamics and abuse within the entertainment industry. Justin Bieber's public statement adds another dimension to the narrative, highlighting the far-reaching impact of the allegations against Combs. The proceedings serve as a reminder of the importance of listening to survivors and striving for justice.